the process of doing their research. So we've got Dr. Tony Smith. All right, how you doing?
Hello, I'm doing great, thank you.
He just flew in here from California, I know that, so it's exciting to have him on the panel. Tell us a little bit about your practice and what kind of attracted you after you did some research. Were you skeptical? What kind of got your attention of the X39?
Well, I'm actually in a multidiscipline facility with the orthopedic surgeons, podiatry, pain management, general physicians, and I do chiropractic, sports rehab. So in regards to light therapy, I've been using it for almost 20 years now in different forms of light therapy. So I was familiar with it, but then to see it actually being implemented through a patch, you know, to harnessing our light energy to activate regenerative systems in our body, that's powerful. It's one of the most powerful breakthroughs I've ever seen in health and wellness or regenerative medicine. And so I think it's something that everybody could utilize and everybody could benefit from. And so what I love about the X39 is that it works throughout the body. It's not one specific organ, one specific region, one specific joint or anything. It's systemic. And that's the thing, is when you place it on somebody, you never know what it's going to touch. I put it on people for their low back, and they end up having blood pressure lower, cholesterol lower, you know, liver function improved. So many different systems are activated and regenerative properties and things going on, and so it's powerful. And I think everybody in this room, everybody across the country should utilize this. There's nobody should, because I don't know if I can say this, stem cells are life, right? If we don't have stem cells, active stem cells, we don't have life. And so this patch gives life. I truly believe it gives life.
So this is why we are seeing, tell me if I'm right, we're seeing so many different testimonies, because everyone has a different ailment and a different organ. I mean, if stem cells make up every organ in the body, am I right?
There's not a structure, blood cell, anything that didn't start from a stem cell. So when those start to diminish and decline, life diminishes, declines. So everything starts at a stem cell, and when you can activate those systems again, or regenerative, life happens. You know, you bring health and wellness comes back into vision. So.
All right, thank you so much. See, we're learning. It's incredible. Now, Nan, I'm going to ask you a question. Were you skeptical when you first heard about the X39? And tell us how, I actually was at a meeting just recently, and your patients were there. Were they the ones that kind of convinced you? Because their testimonies are incredible. Tell us a little bit.
Was I skeptical? Oh my gosh. So one of my friends at work said, "Hey, have you heard about this thing?" And I said, "No, I haven't." She's like, "Let me send you some information." I said, "Okay." So we started a conversation. I said, "Send me more information. Send me more information." She kept sending me videos. She kept sending me articles, sent me to the This Is It website, and I just dug in deep. I'm that, show me all the evidence. I want this evidence-based. This has got to work. So doing the research, seeing patients still, a couple of my patients came in and they're like, "You know, I started doing this patch thing, and I've noticed this and I've noticed that." And I'm like, okay. Still researching, still learning. She wouldn't let me go. So another one of my patients came in, and we had been working pretty intensely with several different scary types of disease processes, for lack of anything else to say about it. And she walked in and she sat down, and I was dumbfounded. I looked at her and literally leaned across my desk. I said, "What are you doing?" And she just smiled and she goes, "X39, baby." One of the cool things that we do in our office is called a Zytoscan. So it's kind of based on Chinese medicine. It reads frequencies through the body, and it will tell you what's out of balance based on what the frequency it says, and then it makes recommendations for supplementation or further testing or whatever's needed to be done. And this one particular patient said, "I just scanned with Dr. D a couple days ago, and he took me off of $500 a month worth of supplements. And the only thing she had changed was she added X39.
That's incredible. Thank you so much, Nan. Dr. Fitch, if you could pass the microphone to Dr. Fitch. He's an optometrist. Tell us how many years you've been in practice.
48.
48 years, so he should know something, all right? Tell us a little bit, because we're hearing numerous testimonies, including myself and my wife, many of my friends and relatives on their eyes. Why are we seeing these incredible testimonies on our eyes?
20% of the heart output goes through the eyes. So the amount of nutrition that's needed is huge. So this X39 helps to improve that.
Wow.
And then your number one thing you have is your vision. So light therapy, eye doctors have been using light therapy for over 100 years. So when my sponsor said, I have something for you that uses light therapy, I had worked using light therapy on her son who had a concussion. So it immediately, oh, this is cool. And it made full sense what David Schmidt has done. As soon as I saw what this was, it made full sense to me. Wow. Like, this has to work. Wow. And I have patients this one patient I want to tell you about, she's the wife of an itinerant Baptist pastor. And she has retinitis pigmentosa, and that's your peripheral vision is collapsing, and she's just tunnel vision. And it was getting to the point she couldn't recognize people, just this little window, and she was losing her peripheral. I put her at 4 months on the X39. She's now seeing faces more, and she's more able to see her iPad. We've given her a lot back. So that's fabulous. So the X39 is the ability for the retina to hold its future and regenerate, and it's fabulous.
Wow. I want to thank you, Dr. Fitch, for being open-minded, because if it wasn't for you to say yes, think about all these people you're talking about wouldn't have a better quality of life. That's what we're talking about, a better quality of life. And all the doctors that are up here, that they've been open, their heart was open to listen. That's incredible. Thank you, everybody. But thank you, Dr. Fitch, all right? Let's go to, how about Catherine, or Dr. España, all right? Okay, did I get that right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. She's an MD. She specializes in pediatric medicine. So tell us a little bit. I heard that you were skeptical. Your husband's an OBGYN. I heard he was skeptical. The whole family was skeptical. What happened, and what turned your guys' thinking around?
Yeah, so I got a call from a friend from Puerto Rico, and she said, I don't know what this is, but something's going on in Puerto Rico, and people are wearing this patch thing, and I want you to look at it as a doctor and tell me if you think it's legit. So this was honestly probably like 8 months ago. And when I first barely looked at it, I was like, no, it's not legit. This is like voodoo medicine. So I was like, sorry, girl, but, keep looking. So I ignored her. And then she called me in November, 2 months later, says, I joined the company. I go, what do you mean you joined the company? She goes, yeah, I joined the company because my mother-in-law is all messed up. She has 1,000 things wrong. If it works for her, then this is going to work. I said, okay, well, let me know. And she called me during Christmas break. I was actually in Canada on vacation, and she said, my mother-in-law came. She wants more